Well, guys, first of all, welcome to Brazil. I'm really happy to have you guys here in my city. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is your first time here, right?
First time.
First time here, and we already love it. People are very passionate here. It's great.
First of all, I just want to say that so far from season 4, I'm so happy with. There's like a feeling of creative reboot, if you may.
Cool.
It's very bold. We lost a few of our favorites. There's new characters. How you feel about this? All these changes that we're having this season 4?
You know, they've been not without its difficulties, but I think that we signed on to the show knowing that it's the nature of the show, that the show will evolve. It makes bold choices. It moves from Los Angeles to Austin, you know, to Baja to Austin. It's a bold show, and so you just have to roll with it. Sometimes they're a little bit more difficult, like these 2 losses were like probably they definitely were the most difficult for us to deal with as a company, while welcoming in new company members as well. So we were just all working it out together, you know, with as much love as possible.
Yeah, it's also given us the opportunity to completely explore new narratives. You know, these characters in a completely different way, especially for Alycia Clarke. This is the first time we're seeing her on her own as an individual, not associated with being a sister or a daughter. She is a completely individual woman now as well. She's had such a dynamic development out of any character. She's really grown the most, and I'm excited to see now with her on her own where that will take her. Yeah, it's big. It's also like, you know, they said we'll never do a crossover, and here we are having a crossover. Like it's been a lot of change.
And it seems like there's a storm coming for the second half of the season. It's Mother Nature is gonna be like a new big bad.
There is definitely an element of that. I have an episode coming up that is a big focus of the episode, and it also starts reflecting a lot of the, you know, inner turmoil of a lot of the characters. It's
great symbolism as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of symbolism.
There's a storm coming.
Yeah, you know? Storm building within people and like amongst people, and then the actual storm itself. It's also, it gives us a chance to experiment with more special effects elements of it, and some crazy kind of kooky, fun zombie moments as well.
Some
like
flying walkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea that nature plays does play a huge role in the back half of the season, and it really does let us know that's something. It's bigger than all of us, you know, and we're trying to. It's a container that can hold us all, but we have to roll with it as well, just as well as walkers and human behavior.
Yeah, the show really does explore like how many different ways you can break someone,
Right.
and this
The
is
elements
like
will do it.
another element on top of it. Yeah.
And Alycia is going through a lot, right, this season. She lost so much. Can she come back, or she'll turn for the dark side now?
Well, I think that's the exciting point that we're at. You know, Alycia has had such a huge change for a character from season 1 to where we are now, and we're at a point where everything has led up to this moment for her to choose who she wants to be. I mean, this is a character that doesn't really like herself right now. I mean, she's become a very feral, violent, aggressive person, has lost everyone she's really, you know, known and loved, and now it's about her either falling into that nihilism and completely falling apart and becoming a terrible person, or if she's able to maybe fall into her mother's footsteps and become a leader and become more of a matriarchal character as well. And like, she's grown into a woman, and we get to see some very unexpected pairings for her that's going to test those personality traits of her. And I like to think what's a nice, unique point for Alycia is that she has a moral compass, and that she does have empathy, and she is an ethical person, and we're finally going to see if she can really hold on to that too.
And Colman, Madison and Strand used to be drinking buddies. There's a spot now for another drinking buddy. Do you think she can handle?
I think Alycia can handle it.
Yeah.
She's naturally my drinking buddy.
No,
no, Coleman's
I can handle it in
drinking
my
buddy.
own
No,
life.
but I also think that you know, Strand is in a place where it's like they have such history together. They have the most history of any of the other characters, and I think that it would be great to explore that, as you know, knowing that they're beholden to one another as a blended family.
And after 4 years killing walkers, trying to survive, if there was a real end of the world kind of thing happening, what is the one skill you have to have?
One skill?
Yes.
How to filter water.
How to filter.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good skill.
Yeah, you thought about that before.
You know, mic drop.
I would say I feel like I now know how to like find a weapon out of anything.
It's true.
Because they've just given me so many different options
She can do
in the show.
She can do the most kills of anyone.
Yeah. So I feel like I could work with a lot, you know.
Yeah.
I could work with the
You could
heel
work
of
with-
my stiletto
You can
right
work
now.
with what is in this
Yeah,
room.
like, and it does open you up to
Right.
knowing, like, all right, if something were to
Yeah,
happen, like, how would
turn
I
that
get
light
out and what
there's
could I do?
that. At the fluorescent, you can grab that, exactly.
But you pick up some weird skills too. Like, I remember being at a garden shop once and being like, oh, you know, seeds would be good to have, like, in your back pocket for the apocalypse.
Seeds.
You know, and that's like a weird thing to
Filter
think.
water seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I have to wrap it up here. But before we leave, just give us a little taste what's to come on Fear the Walking Dead this season.
A little taste.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna meet some new characters, some characters that bring another element as well of humor. I think there's a lot more humor, a lot more gallows humor
There is a little
in the
bit,
show.
yeah,
Exactly.
more humor.
I think characters that I think you've seen in the promos, characters, maybe a character with a disability. Characters with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think so. We're really expanding the universe and seeing how others survive as well.
Yeah, this is a show that is constantly changing and constantly evolving, and yet again, you see a completely different style for this back half. You know, it's always for us about changing locations, changing cultures, immersing ourselves in a world, in a language, in an environment, and then that affects the cinematography and the humor, the dialogue, and so this again there's another version of that starts to evolve.
And you'll see my television directing debut
Yes.
in this half of the season as well. So stay tuned
Awesome.
for episode 412.
412. Is that something you want to do someday, maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes, that's kind of one of the things I've always wanted to do, direct. And I think for next season I'm going to shadow as well.
Awesome.
On the show. Yeah, because
From the inside out.
from the inside out, it's important as well to cultivate those interests and talent, and I think that would be something I'd be good at, and I want
I think she would too.
to do it. Yeah.
Colmán, Alycia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Until we meet again.
Until we meet again.
Somewhere else.